Today's guests are some young paranormal explorers. They're those boo babies, you feel me? Them spook lurkers. And they're here today. They've amassed a huge following on YouTube, over 13 million subscribers. They've been to some of the scariest places on the planet. I'm looking forward to learning about that and getting my Halloween up. Today's guests are Sam and Colby. Sam and Colby, thank you guys for coming in, man.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude.
We're stoked.
Like Ouija lurkers, like what do people call you guys? Is it like spirit hunters, paranormal amigo? Like what do you guys
Paranormal
like?
amigos. That's what's
that
up.
one.
How do you guys? Yeah, I guess. What do you guys call yourselves? Is it like ghost hunters? What is it? Yeah.
Honestly, we should go with that one for sure.
We should rename our channel to just Paranormal Amigos from now on.
Seance monkeys, maybe. I'm just trying to think like.
Yeah, I mean that's way cooler than just saying ghost hunters. You know, most people just call us ghost hunters, but honestly, we're just like two dudes with the camera. Like we just kind of like document everything that happens to us.
We're not experts at all. We don't know what we're doing, so we just like go into these haunted places with a camera, just us two and a couple guests, and see what happens. That's
I wish we
it.
were psychics and mediums, but we can't channel them. You know, what I'm
Not
saying?
that cool.
It's almost like Ghostbusters, but like community college kind of.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
That's
If
hilarious.
that's fair to say.
Like the off-brand TV ghost hunters. Exactly.
No, it's fun. Like that's honestly like that is part of the adventure. So we have no idea what would happen. Like sometimes it's the craziest thing we've ever seen, and then sometimes like just nothing happens. We're shooting the shit with our friends, which is also like super fun
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. You guys have 15 million subs on YouTube now. How many people live in your hometown?
Oh my God, maybe like less than 100,000. So it's like so bizarre to think about.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
we're from Kansas. So like small town Kansas to like all this stuff. It's definitely a wild experience for sure.
So 150 of your hometowns, that's how many followers you
All
have?
coming together. It's wild to think about. Like it's still surreal to this day. Like you were saying, like we grew up in like a small town, like suburbs of Kansas City. So like moving out to like LA and Vegas has been a wild change for us. And we did it just after like high school too. So at 18, we didn't know
it
anybody.
just shows how many people are really interested in like spirits and like afterlife. I mean, I'm sure like every single person as a human is like always wondering what happens after I die. I don't know if you believe in ghosts or not, but like you've probably had that question of like, what does happen? You know, like, is it possible to communicate with like your loved ones and stuff?
Yeah, well, I think it's one thing that we all have in common, right? I think it's one thing that it's like, it's that one question that none of us can answer.
Right.
And then also I think like that a lot of people think that like ghost hunting kind of died a little bit because it was kind of this older thing that was more popular. Like, and then when a lot of technology really started popping off, I think people thought like, oh, well, nobody's seeing ghosts anymore as much. You know, people thought you'd see them more on cell phones and stuff. But since nobody's seeing them, I think I remember like 5 or 6 years ago being like, dude, where are all the fucking ghosts?
Where did they go?
Yeah, you'd think if every single person had a camera, like they would have clear evidence of
Mad
spirits,
ghosts,
you know?
dude.
You see Casper every day, like, just hanging out with
Yeah,
us.
you see just stacks of ghosts. You'd see like just a bunch of boo orgies and shit popping off. Like,
Some
but it's
boo
just,
orgies,
it's
yeah.
not like that, man.
It's the
Yeah, I
opposite.
mean, we've had a couple
almost.
boo orgies, so you know,
Yeah, have you ever?
crazy.
Have you ever seen? Have we? Yeah, I said.
I wasn't there for that one. I was like, oh,
wasn't
really?
conscious during that. Excuse me.
Hopefully not.
Just so our listeners know, like, so you guys met in.
We met in Kansas in high school.
Okay.
So like we were like 14 years old.
Yeah.
We met in band camp in
Typical story.
high school, and then we were also like, yo, like we don't want to end up
stories.
like all the other kids in Kansas, you know, just doing the same old like go to college, get 9 to 5, whatever. That's fine, like go do your thing, but we just really didn't think that was for us. So
Do you remember the first time that you saw each other?
wow, it was super romantic.
Yeah,
It was at a
we're kinda
coffee
like-
shop in 7th grade.
that
I
does
do.
make it sound very romantic. Sorry.
No, believe it or not, I actually do remember the first time I
Really?
saw you. I think you remember this too when I tell this story, but like it was in middle school. So we were like, actually like 12 or 13 or something like that. And each month there would be like these awards that the students could earn or whatever or get. Like for example, best dressed, or like Sam, for example, won the best haircut of like the month
I
or
do
something like
remember
that.
I could see
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah. And so when he like walked over the stage, I was like, that guy's he does have really cool hair. And that's the first
And the
time I
rest
saw
was
him.
history. Not
He's got that Mormon front waterfall going on. I mean, he's got that
Right.
beautiful. You can make mittens out of that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. But you remember that.
Of course.
He won the award?
He won the award, and I was just like, I have to be friends with this guy. Maybe even start a Vine account eventually.
Dude,
with this
there we
guy.
go. Yeah,
Didn't even
Colby's
think.
the one that like knew of Vine and YouTube and stuff. I was not into all that stuff,
Yeah.
but then he was like, dude, there are people right now making Vine videos and stupid videos at their mall that are getting millions of views, and like no one's like in on this. And so we just decided to like go for it because we were like, I don't want to live forever just in Kansas doing the normal route, and let's try it.
Dude, we didn't even know there was a career or like money to be made out of it, but I just like looked up to a lot of people on social media that I was like, come on, we can like do this if we really try. And then he saw the vision once like things started picking up.
Yeah, just to do content, I was like, oh, I don't know, 100%. But like once I saw like, oh, like this could be our way to have a voice. This is our way to get out of Kansas. This is our way to travel, meet cool people, all these different things, build a business. It was like, oh, wait, let's go.
Wow.
And so we like kind of locked in on senior year of high school. And I remember our parents were like, yo, if you get X amount of dollars, we'll allow you to take a gap year instead of go to college. And
If
like
you
go out
earn
to-
that many dollars in
Yeah.
a year,
it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, $15,000 or something. And like, because that would be enough for a couple months rent in LA. And it's like, okay, well then we had it on our whiteboard and like, we check off the amount of money we're making on senior year. Like, okay.
Post every day, live stream every single day. Like we were on grind mode. And yeah, again, being from Kansas, like there was nothing to do really besides
was there
go to
haters
school.
around the ville? Like, was there haters in the branches
Oh, yeah.
of the local trees? Like, was it like that?
For sure. Yeah, no, our own high school like didn't like us.
Well, also, this was like also during the time when social media wasn't very popular. But yeah, we'd get called in to like principal office, being like, "What are you guys doing on Vine? Like, this is not cool. We don't want you guys representing our school like this." And I was like, God. Also, we started like with public disturbance. So we'd go to our local mall, and, like jump off like
Tables.
tables and like ride couches up escalators, do stupid stuff. Like,
Yeah, I saw y'all following some fats at the mall.
Oh yeah, we don't do that anymore. No. We don't do that.
Hey, look, dude.
we live and we learn. All right.
Hey, man, my stepmother's fat. All right,
All right. Well,
she doesn't know it, but
Well, now she does. Sorry.
And anyway, sorry, I'm just joking around. But at a certain point, you guys sort of pivoted to checking out abandoned places, right?
yeah.
And then now it's become more haunted spots. What made you switch from just like, oh, shit just being abandoned isn't enough, right? Because I've been to
We
some
need more,
abandoned
all right?
places.
We used to be scared of spiders. Now we're scared of spiders and ghosts. So, but
What makes you be like, hey, bro, there's nobody in this dark room we're in.
Let's bring them in and summon them.
Yeah, let's light up a Ouija board. Yeah, what makes that kind of like, yeah, how do you get there? What makes you make that turn?
Well, to be completely honest with you, we started doing the abandoned stuff in like 2017, 2018. And yeah, we were legally doing like pretty much all of our videos back in the day, and we got arrested. So like in 2019, like
Oh, so you were just showing up places.
Yeah, well, we would just be like, okay, like there's this abandoned asylum. Let's try to figure a way in and figure a way out without getting caught. And it was really like fun. I mean, that's like exhilarating. But came a time that we actually got caught, and we're like, oh well, we can't do this as much anymore. But luckily, like about a year prior to that, we had started going to some places that had like haunted lore, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, I don't really believe in this stuff. Like actually, like both of us were very, very skeptical of anything haunted, ghost related before we started. And we thought it would be great. Like, let's do this abandoned stuff, but like, let's see if there's a ghost there. That's funny. And like, it's
Yeah.
probably not. It's just a dark building, but it'll be great for content. But then things started happening. And it was like, wait, what actually was that? What was that voice? What was that slam? What was that door that just like, crashed in front of me? And then happen over and over and over again. And we're like, wait, this might actually be real. And then we went to this place called the Queen Mary in Long Beach. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yeah, it's an old ship, right?
have you been
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, I think I did comedy on it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge hotel and it's awesome.
Oh, I
But
left some bad jokes on that MF. I'll tell you that. So if one of those showed up, that was me.
okay, yeah, for sure.
If you heard people booing, that wasn't ghosts. That was just audience people. Yeah, yeah.
That's great. But yeah, we had like such a crazy experience.
And you really
at
did.
that.
You're really having these experiences. Like this is real.
Yeah.
1000%.
Well,
Yes.
the entire time, like we didn't really like we didn't believe. So like we were like, let's test it. Cause like actually it would be kind of cool if there was something, you know, it would be really fun. And so like at this time we were skeptical, but we wanted something to happen. And then at the night of the Queen Mary, we kind of gave up. We actually did this entire video and nothing really happened all night. And then at the very, very end of the night, turned off cameras and we're like, well, that was a horrible video, but let's just try it one more time for the rest of the night. It was like 4 a.m. And then slowly stuff started happening off camera. And this is like how real it is for me. It's like, if it was just for content, we just turn on the cameras and like try to like capture it. But instead we just like sat there and tried to have a conversation with a spirit. And that night completely changed my life. It made me religious. It made me like want to get to the whole spiritualist thing. And we talked about this many times after, being like, okay, screw this abandoned stuff. I want to know the answer. Like, this is not just for content anymore. This is beautiful. If it's actually like out there, if there is something on the other side, I want to know. And so that dove us into this whole like career over the last 5-7 years.
Wow, man. As you're building that up there, as you're telling me that, even when you were starting just kind of that parable there, or starting that, like when you were starting to share there, it made me think of like faith. It's like, you know, you think there's nothing there, right? And something shows up, right? And like you're saying, like you were hoping something, but nothing had occurred, right? And it's kind of the same thing with faith. Like even, you know, for people that are religious or have believe in some sort of higher power, it's you have to meet it halfway, right? So just the fact that you guys showed up willing to meet whatever could be out there, you know, and then whatever's out there, sometimes the way it shows up could be positive, but maybe the way we interpret it too is like scary to us because it's coming from a place that we can't understand.
Very, very true. And I mean, when we first started, I mean, my entire life I've been Christian. So like we first started with this like Queen Mary like experience. And for Sam, like he was saying, it was something where he didn't believe in anything.
Fuck, I didn't know this.
Yeah, but I've always been born and raised Christian. And so for me, it was more of just like a hopeful thing that's like securing my beliefs, I guess you could say. So it really just depends on the person, but anybody can take the paranormal like however they want, depending on what they believe in their personal lives.
But you're right. It's so much more of like putting yourself out there and meeting something halfway, whether that be in a religious sense or as we do in like the paranormal world. It's like so many people go out there and they're so closed off. Like they're skeptical. I'm sure tons of people watching this right now are super skeptical. But
yeah, I was one of them a little while ago.
Yeah. But if you go into a haunted house and you're super skeptical and you don't think something's going to happen, same thing with faith. You're never going to get it. But like when we turn off the cameras and we actually were like, okay, I just want something to be there. I'm willing to really believe and put myself there. That's when things started happening. And that's what we always advise the people to do when they go into these haunted places. Put yourself out there. Take a risk, you know?
Yeah, it's so funny. It brings me back to like when I was a kid, and like that's one thing that is amazing about kids. It's like, especially like ghosts and kids, like when they're like, you know, even till like 15, 16, different ages, but when you have that youthful energy, you're so like right there on the edge of the moment that something can meet it, like something small can meet you right there really easily. It's pretty.
You're so willing to believe.
Yes,
you know,
it's such an amazing time.
Yeah.
And that's why like children have so many more experiences because they're less closed off. They're less like, I don't know, jaded to the world. You know. Like,
oh, it's so true, dude. Now if a ghost showed up, it'd be I literally just like, you know. All right, you know, can you come back later? I'd probably be like,
I'm busy, all right? I got some shit to do, you know?
yeah. People could beg for like somebody to come from the afterlife that they love, and then they hear a weird knock at the door in the middle of the night, and instead they call the police instead of go open it up. Like, what are you talking about your grandfather?
Come on, go have that conversation.
But it's just interesting that like how perception and belief can meet together to frame what your experience can be.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we do it now. Like we definitely now believe we've had so many experiences over the last like 7 years that have proved to us that we're not the only things out there.
Yeah.
But especially me, I was at a place where I thought it was all blackness. After you die, it was nothing. It was so hopeless that when I found that spark of like, wait, there could be something more, it was like my version of finding religion. It was my version of finding hope. And I was like, wait a second, if I can prove this to myself, and now that I have over the last couple of years, what if I could prove this to somebody else? What if someone could watch one of our videos and walk away being like, wait, there is something more.
Maybe so.
And what if that changes their course of their life to maybe be a better person, or maybe be just a more hopeful, happy person?
Yeah.
And so, like, although we are like the spooky guys, we're Ghostbusters, we're whatever, and we're trying to get something that's scary, that scariness is super hopeful. It's like very beautiful.
But we're also very inviting to just skeptics that won't or don't want to like be open-minded about anything. Like they could just watch our videos for entertainment. So really just like you said, it depends on the person, and paranormal affects everybody in different ways depending on what you believe.
What yeah, this is interesting, man. I didn't even know if I expected this conversation to go like this, but this is great.
I'd be curious, like, what do you believe?
Well, I've gotten to speak with people that have, like, we had a doctor on who is a cancer doctor, and he had, over the years, he started interviewing people that had had near-death experiences and just collecting a lot of their data, right? Like a lot of the data, and finding a lot of the commonalities in it.
Yeah.
And so once I spoke with him, I started thinking like, yeah, this was him right there, Dr. Jeffrey Long, and he wrote a book about it, and it's an easy read, but it's, you could just tell how much it changed his life and his perspective, that he, at no fiscal reward, he started creating this database and just putting together all different people's accounts. And it was just fascinating to see how many people had the same experiences, right? And so that gave me like, okay, if enough of it's uniform here and the experiences are the same, like that kind of shows a pattern, obviously.
Right.
And it certainly starts to make you believe a little bit more, right? And it's like he couldn't really get to what's on the other side. The other side, like if you go over to the other side, whatever the other realm is. But he was able to kind of like, through a great deal of interviews, examine some of the stair steps that people were on, and what that experience was like. And so that, I think, gave me almost a little bit more of like really a scientific idea of like, okay, there's something more than just us guessing this, right? So that kind of was there for me. I had like a DMT experience where it's like, some people use plant medicine. I'm not encouraging that. I know you guys have some younger viewers, but that took you to a place where you feel like you were leaving.
For sure.
And that was pretty fascinating. Like, okay, you felt like becoming this, you felt yourself kind of leave your body and become this spirit that the only thing you could feel was love. Like you couldn't feel anything else. All the earthly chains of like people you knew and all of that. And like, I always feel like if I die, I'm going to worry about them and there was a little bit of that, but even that broke away. The amount of like immense love that was present in your being as you were hypothetically leaving this body that we know was so immense and so great. And you knew immediately, oh, they'll be here again. They'll all be here someday. So no matter what they're feeling now, this moment trumps whatever that is.
And so even though you couldn't remember anything that was going on in this like physical plane, you still somehow had the thought that like you were supposed to be there. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you still somehow had the thought that, like, as it was happening, I felt like you literally start to feel like you're leaving your body, and you start to, like, my first thoughts are like, you're still attached to a lot of your like worldly thoughts. Like, oh, my mom's going to miss me. I'm scared. I forgot to do this. I forgot to send that email. That was like one of my thoughts. Like,
Oh, damn.
who gives a shit? You're
The curses
dead.
of life.
Yeah, dude, you forgot to send
Email.
an email? Oh, I should have let the dog out or whatever. Or man, I left those shoes on the porch. Little things like that were like kind of going in my head. But then it was like this, you became overwhelmed with this feeling of like so much love. And the only thing you were supposed to do while you were alive was love, and everything else was just a ruse. And then you thought, oh, my mom will miss me. But then you're like, oh, but she'll come to this feeling one day too when she passes away.
Whoa.
So she'll have the same realization that everything is as okay as it ever could be and ever was, and it'll be that way for eternity.
Dang, dude.
So that may sound crazy. I've never even said that out loud, and I don't even know if it makes sense.
No, that's a very
beautiful
beautiful
experience.
thing.
But yeah, so I think, and I want to believe.
I think most people do. I feel like it's pretty sad if like you want there to be nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Like everyone like deep down, whatever you believe in, you would rather a way that you like move on. Because that's just human.
That's what I think. Yeah, just having, and it makes it exciting. And we showed up here, dude. we showed up here. This is the craziest shit you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
How lucky is it to even be alive?
Yeah. Just the grace to exist, to be a fish that like comes close to the edge of the bowl, like just for a second and gets to like peek out into like the universe and before we dip back in, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what happened in the Queen Mary that kind of, can you take me into any more like feelings or something that happened? Was there anything like specific or was it just an overwhelming feeling?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely the feeling there. We've told the story a couple times, but the synopsis is when we turned off the cameras, we all sat around. It was like 4 a.m. It was us and a couple roommates so that we could all vouch for each other. And we just called out and we said, hey, if there's something here, can you give us a sign? And there would be like right off the bat, just a water faucet full on for like 5 seconds. And then we ran into the bathroom, it turns off.
God.
And then so we're like, oh, okay, well, let's continue asking for signs. And so we get like things
That's
like—
a ghost brushing its teeth probably.
He's like, oh,
he's like, "God, getting ready for bed. It's like too late at night at that point. But then like afterwards, it would be like little knocks or scratches or taps everywhere. And so we'd test it because we were very skeptical at that time too. And it was like, okay, well then can you give us like 3 knocks? And it was like, pop, tap, tap. Okay, let's say, can you tap over there on the window of the ship so we know that it's not like an employee? And they would tap on the window.
And dude, we're like whispering these questions. So it's
Right.
not like we're like, can somebody tap? And it's like out in the hallway. It's like the janitor.
Can
or
somebody
whatever.
play Rihanna, you know?
Exactly. And then at one
Now
point,
that it's raining, you just start hearing that, dude. I would lose my mind.
the best paranormal evidence ever, it's just like coming out of nothing.
first
And it's
video.
just Rihanna. Umbrella. That would be
Dude, I would love if the best paranormal evidence ever that convinces everybody is something that silly. Like,
That would be amazing.
it'd be crazy.
The best thing ever.
But it's wild because people will say, you know, even in religious places, they'll be like, call out to God for what you want, call out to your higher power, ask your deity for, you know, ask the world. Like it's the same as when they say The Secret, it's like write out what you want and like meet it halfway, build a vision board. That's all the same thing. It's just trying to put something in existence physically or verbally that to let the world meet, to let the spirit realm meet you halfway.
Yeah, exactly. Which goes back to like, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Maybe you don't even believe in any God, but you're just a spiritual person and you're talking to the universe. But all it's about is having that like manifestation and like, speaking, what's it called? The law of attraction, like speaking into the universe, what comes back to you.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. You know, people use the term endless summer. Oh, it's endless. You can have more of it. It's not. Having to transition from summer shenanigans to the focus needed in the fall should be illegal, but not for us. Ditch the glitch with 0 sugar and 0 crash from Liquid IV's new Energy Multiplier, sugar-free, hydrating energy. Bam, that's what I need. It's scientifically formulated to support physical energy, hydration, focus, mood, and social stamina. Yep. Just 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. That's the facts. I crack open my packet. I mix them together. I shake them. Bam! Baby, I'm doused. That's Liquid IV. And right now you can ditch the glitch with 0 sugar and 0 crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code Theo at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code Theo at liquidiv.com. So just to pivot a little bit and get, because you guys have visited so many places, right? And congratulations just on being this young and having gone like over so much of the world.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's the
pretty
greatest
crazy.
experience or like greatest excuse to travel ever. It's
So crazy.
Amazing.
And it's just rare that something like that gets it to happen without joining like the military or so, you know what I'm saying? So you guys are in pretty rare air. What is the process when you go to seek paranormal activity? Like what is kind of like is there special shoes you wear? Is there a special, is it no cologne allowed? Like what really are the, you know, and what do you take with you kind of?
Well, we have like 2 backpacks full of equipment, which we can get into a little bit if you want. But yeah, we have a bunch of probably 8 to 10 pieces of equipment that really react to EMF energy, which is electromagnetic energy that everything in the world, alive or dead, like will emit. So everything in this life or the afterlife has this EMF energy.
Is that, bring that up real quick, just so we can put a little bit of information to it. This is some perplexity. That's what we're using here today. What is EMF energy? Electromagnetic fields, EMFs, are invisible areas of energy, often referred to as non-ionizing radiation associated with the movement of electrical current or voltage. They are produced by the flow of electricity through wires or devices and can be found in all environments, indoors and outdoors. Does everything have EMFs? Not everything emits EMFs, but almost every object emits some form of electromagnetic radiation as long as it's not an absolute zero temperature. Any device that uses, generates, or conducts electricity will produce EMFs. Mm-hmm. Natural sources of EMF include the Earth's magnetic field, the sun, and even biological processes within living organisms. Okay, so it's energy. It's basically like people would say energy. This is just more of a scientific way to quantify it.
Right,
Definitely.
yeah.
And so like almost all of our piece of equipment basically measure changes in this energy. And so if you place it there and kind of calibrate it to the environment, if there's a change in that environment, then it will go off.
Got it.
So there's that type of thing. We also use like motion sensors. We also use like everyday objects. So like we'll get, let's say like cat toys or like flashlights and things like that are stereotypical or just everyday objects that are not like meant for ghost hunting, just so we can show that like even regular objects can be used for this type of thing so that the afterlife can communicate. So literally we'll be like, we'll set a flashlight down and it will turn on in front of our eyes. And it's like insane. But at the same time, like we would always recommend everybody start with how we started. It's like getting yourself there and like say, hey, like call out, get the knocks, get the voices. Like we've been, grabbed. We've had voices in our ears. We've like been pushed. We've had doors slam in front of our faces. It's not always the equipment. It's like all the environmental things.
Wow.
So
Definitely.
it all kind of works together.
Yeah, no, going back to the Queen Mary a little bit, like we didn't have any equipment back in the day. We were just sitting in like a dark room and just really trying to put ourselves in the mindset that everything was real that we were experieing.
Y'all were the equipment, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Dang,
we became the
bro,
conduit.
Y'all were the equipment.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. And just like as we've gotten like further in our careers and stuff, this is when we've like implemented new equipment that just helps us do the same thing that we did in 2018 at the Queen Mary.
It helps visualize it because like, you can say, oh, I felt something on my like shoulder, but how does like a viewer know that?
Right. Yeah.
But if they could see a flashlight turn on or if they can see a motion sensor detect motion, they're like, oh, well, that's really cool to like visualize what we're experiencing. But a lot of times as well, now that we've done this for so long, like a big part of our show is we take people on these adventures so that they can be our like independent variable, like this somebody else who doesn't believe or maybe just like interested in it, but is not part of our channel or whatever, will come out and experience it for the first time. We've had so many friends come in pretty much complete atheists or skeptics and walk away like, whoa, now I believe in ghosts. Even like people that I'm like, there's no way, maybe people older than us that are like, oh, my whole life I've been atheist. They walk away from one night being like, I've never seen anything like this. I've changing my perspective, and it's beautiful.
So people to bear witness as to what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I just wondered, were you guys just like, loitering for the spirit ops to show up or what was going on? Like, I just didn't know, like, what kind of was happening.
They're like, why is this guy here like 3 a.m., like just waiting in the dark for
Dude,
me?
they probably are. Like, if you're a spirit and you're just seeing us and we're like yelling
We're like,
around,
are you here? They're like, yeah.
It's like, you
Dude, and
dumbasses.
probably some of the shittiest spirits show up to talk to you guys, no offense, but it's like, probably like the really smart like spirits are like, I'm not talking to these dudes.
Also, you gotta think like, oh, why are they in like this random abandoned building? They're just trying to fuck with us, It's like the smart guys would go hang out in the spa or something, not in this creepy building. So we don't know who we're talking to.
Yeah, you guys are talking to some real low level spirits.
Yeah, definitely.
Holy shit, I never thought about that.
It's probably why we have so many scary experiences too.
Exactly. It's
So
like,
fuck these
who's the
kids.
guy that's gonna hang out in the abandoned island? Like, oh, well, he's got to be weird. So no
Well,
wonder
he's weird from this realm, and he's got to be way weird from the other realm, too.
Yeah,
Definitely. He
for
wasn't
sure.
even allowed into heaven. So they're like, yeah, you just stay in that place over there, man.
A couple purgatory bad boys, man.
Exactly.
No,
Damn, that's
sure.
wild, dude. Yeah, but it does go back to like, you just wanting something, right? And then I guess it makes sense because it's like anything you start to learn, then you want you start to get the accoutrements of it, right? Like if you are a doctor, you end up getting the stethoscope, right?
Right.
And then you get a patient, right? Like you want people to bear witness to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's what's like the coolest part of it is like seeing other people's like change in perspective and like how they like then afterwards like go about their lives. But
Yeah, for sure, dude. I think as far as the equipment, that was my question. It's like, yeah, are you guys just like metal detecting for bullshit or whatever out there, like, but when you incorporate the fact that you have to be willing, you have to want something, right?
Right.
That it can show up for you. I just find that is so inspiring, no matter what, because we're all looking for some sort of ghost, we're all hoping that there's some spirit that comes up and tells us something, or that shares or something. We're all wanting something to come along and make us feel more complete,
Yeah.
And what doper place for it to come from than the afterlife or the next realm, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it feels hella inspiring as well.
For sure. And I think it's like worth mentioning too that like this stuff doesn't happen every single time we go to a haunted place. Like there are so many times that like we'll have videos that turn into like duds, even if we've traveled like across the world, where we have to like completely scrap it because just nothing happens. And so it really just depends on the spot and like the energy there.
yeah, and it's not like constant either. Like most of our investigations are like 12 hours and we cut it down to like an hour of like the craziest stuff.
For sure.
And only half of that is even like any evidence that we got. So it takes a long time for these things. It's not like we out of everybody can just walk over and see Casper the Friendly Ghost tomorrow. Like it's like you have to go to the most haunted places in the entire world and then also spend a very long time trying to like open yourself up for that.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so thankful you guys came in, man. This is awesome. I just appreciate it.
you,
Yeah,
man.
it's just nice to have this kind of conversation, It's nice to be reminded of the fact that we have a part kind of in, and this sounds kind of silly, but we have a part in what we believe, but that we have a part in things that are supernatural.
Definitely.
I think that's what it is, because we alone are supernatural.
100%.
It's like crazy that we're even here.
It's fucking bizarre, dude. Especially if you look at the other animals and stuff, dude. They're all doing like normal animal shit.
Yeah.
We're out here. People are vaping. People are lying to their parents. Dude, if you were in the woods and you saw a bear lie to his parents and then sneak a piece of salmon or something, you'd be like, what the?
Then hit a vape real quick.
Yeah, dude. Imagine you saw a bear get up every morning. All the other bears are out splashing in the water, and there's one bear just sitting on his computer every day.
It's just like, whoa.
Coding
Yeah.
ChatGPT. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
what are you
fucking
doing, dude?
Yeah, he's coding.
No, it's insane, man.
You guys have visited some of the most haunted places in the world that we know of right now. Are they different? Is there a common link between all of them? Like, what are you able to? Is there sort of a overall hypothesis that you can come up with through all that, or is it all just one by one?
Most of them, honestly, are their own separate like entities or whatever. No pun intended. To where like you'll go to like one spot and like learn a bunch of history about the place that's like maybe like 500 years old in the U.S. It's not gonna have any correlation to like a 500-year-old place in like France or something like that. So I think every single spot comes with its own story and its own spirits. There's also like human spirits. There's more like demonic things you could talk to as well. Earthly spirits. So there's a lot of different like variables, I guess you could say, depending on like where you go.
Really? So some places have different types of spirits?
That kind of depends on the history of what all happened there, and like how much trauma there is in the said place. Because again, all of this is based on the energy that's at the location.
Is there one that stands out to you that kind of had a demonic energy? Because that's an interesting word.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so one place that we went to for this October, we went to Pendle Hill. And so that's a place that's considered one of the most haunted, or if not the most haunted place in the United Kingdom.
Pendle Hill?
Pendle Hill.
Pendel?
DLE. Yeah.
DLE.
But that was the home of the most infamous witch trials ever happened. So like basically 11 witches were killed, 12 were like put on trial for doing witchcraft. And at that time, a lot of witches turned to the devil because witches were outcasted by the church. And so when they would turn to the devil, they made this place more like demonic and like it has this like devil satanic pull to it.
Wow.
And so we actually brought out a witch that was doing witchcraft to summon the devil, and that was her main practice, and had her try to summon and channel the devil himself.
The actual
And
devil.
it was like literally like hundreds of years of witches on this exact hill have been practicing trying to speak with the devil, and we tried to recreate that as close as possible, which was one of, if not the most terrifying thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
But like, for example, that would make a place more demonic. If we have hundreds of years of people putting their effort and all of their power, again, if we're talking about opening yourself up to a spiritual thing, if all you're doing is putting that faith and that energy towards something demonic, you're going to attract the demonic. You're not going to attract something that's like happy.
Oh, for sure. Let me see this. Pendle Hill is most infamous for its ties to the Pendle witch trials of 1612, where several local women were tried and executed for witchcraft. The area is steeped in legend, including tales of supernatural occurrences. Does it have any more? Can you give me a little bit more information about the witches?
Maybe you could say, like, look up the story of Allison Device. This is how it all started.
How you guys found it? Oh, this is how it all began.
This is how it all began. I wish we found this.
That'd be
crazy.
cool.
The story of Allison Device, Allison, is central to the infamous Pendle witch trials of 1612 in Lancashire, England. She was a young woman from a poor family who one spring morning encountered John Law, a peddler from Halifax, while walking to Trawden Forest. Allison asked him for some pins, a common request at the time, as pins were believed to have uses in folk magic. Law refused, prompting Allison to utter a curse against him, upon which Law soon collapsed, suffering symptoms that were later recognized as a stroke. Called it. Though at the time, this was believed to be a result of witchcraft.
Yeah. And she was 12, by the way, when she did this. So a 12-year-old girl just meets a salesman. She's like, can I have some pins? He's like, nah. She's like, curse you. And he died. And so they were like, this girl's a witch. And so her and her family were all like accused of witchcraft. And then they all started blaming each other in the town.
But the weird part is like they all admitted to it. They literally like said on court trial, like, hey, I did use witchcraft to attempt to speak to the devil and summon him. And so it's like, well, why? You know?
Oh, the family said that?
Yeah, the family.
So why did they do that? Because they thought they were so upset by what had happened to her that they're like, well, we're going to call the devil here?
Well, they were admitting that in previous times they had already
I see.
they had already been in witchcraft and they've already been a
so
part
her
of it.
family was a little bit familiar with witchcraft.
Yeah.
Already.
Oh, but also, what's that dude doing just gooning around some 12-year-old?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Serves them right. No.
Bro, what are you loitering around some 12-year-old for, dude?
So true.
Oh, my God. Bro, they're catching mad gooners back then.
They were.
That's the kind of shit that happens, dude, even a long time ago.
And she was the one that got arrested, not him, by the way.
That was, dude.
It's like, what?
It's like, God, obvious. Oh, that's crazy, though. And imagine the energy of that at the time. And like, she's young and now she's put in this space where it's like, how did they execute them?
They hang
By
them.
hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
10
if
of
you
them.
think about that, like 11 of them died, 10 of them by hanging, and that was accounted for 2% of all the witches ever that have been executed, all in this one trial, because the whole family admitted to witchcraft. So it was a massive deal, and it's one of the most famous witch trials in history. And so
Because
really
part of the thing was to be like freed from being like accused of being a witch, I guess. You had to point the blame on somebody else.
Oh.
So the entire family basically like turned on each other, and like the little girl was like, my grandma did it. Yeah. She was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then she was on the trial, and obviously
You're
they
like,
were pointing
mom's a
fingers.
bitch. And they're like, but they didn't hear it right.
Yeah, she's
Exactly.
a witch.
They're like, oh, shit.
Now I'm dead.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. That would be the craziest. It's almost like the sickest game show ever, where it's going to be you or you have to point the finger at somebody else.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's your mom. Crazy.
Especially if there's nobody left. What if it's down to you and your mom? you
Yeah,
know?
Exactly.
Like, do I kill her? Oh God! And then you both blame each other, so you're both dead. And you're like, okay,
Yeah, it's
Well-
like those that meme or what, the Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody just
Yeah.
pointing at each other. That's the
so
witch
funny.
trials, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's crazy.
yeah, that would be a lot of energy being over there.
One place that's like even worse than that, I think, is my top scariest we've ever gone to. Is
Wait, and will that be on Hell Week? Will that be? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
episode
yeah.
coming on you guys? Is Hell Week? And how long is Hell Week? It's 1 week of just all episodes of you guys.
so Hell Week is like the brand we've started for the last like 5 years. But this year we switched it to Hell Month, and so basically once a week we go to the most demonic places in the world, and we're leading up to Halloween. So every Sunday until Halloween. So
Nice.
it's pretty terrifying. But by far like the scariest for me of this entire hell month was going to the Paris
Oh
catacombs.
my God.
I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I've been there actually.
You been in the catacombs?
Yeah.
The illegal part or the legal part?
I'm not sure. My buddy got a little like a whatever that's one of these
Oh, okay.
little tarsal or something.
Okay.
He got a
Tarsal.
bootleg tarsal off one of the staff there, like a little piece of bone.
Huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So he's obviously not going to be doing well.
Take a bone from the Paris catacombs and
I
curse
said-
forever.
Yeah, dude. I said, dude, just get some astronaut ice cream from the gift shop. You know? What's your problem?
No, take a skull.
But he
No.
wanted to be different, so he got a little piece of foot or something.
So there's like 2 miles of this tourist style, like this tourist part of the Paris catacombs where you can legally go into, and then there's 200 miles of illegal territory. That's a whole labyrinth that doesn't even have a map. Like,
And it's 7 stories, so like you can go up and down like different floors. So yeah, you get lost very, very easily.
and there's 6 million dead bodies that are buried down underneath, and it's pretty much a mirror of Paris. So if you think of how big Paris is, you're walking around there. There's an equivalent underneath Paris itself, which is insane to think about. And people go down there, get lost, and die all the time. And so basically, we had to go down there and trust this like random guide that we'd met that day, and be like, "Hey, don't leave us, because if you left us, we would
Please,
die."
please.
We've actually known people that have gone down there, and the guides will like take them into
Rob
a corner and be like, "Hey, go check out that cave." Steal their bags and run, and like leave them there to die, just to rob them everything.
Because who would even notice that they died because of all the other bones?
Exactly. Just shove them in the corner and they'll
And
be
no
like,
one's coming to
part of
save
it.
you.
Yeah.
It's like hundreds of miles of this, and it's all legal.
Bring that up. Can you give me some information on that? I didn't know it's like that. Dude, I remember, oh my God, I forgot about this. I was trying to like flirt with our tour guide down there. And she was looking at me like I was the creepiest guy in the world. And in
First date and a bunch of skeletons.
in hindsight, I was, dude.
You're like, hey, so.
And some dude
Date?
in our group kept making these boner jokes and shit. It
Oh,
was
no.
so
Oh,
dumb.
God.
That was
That's
ridiculous. He
not
made like
good.
40 boner. I'm like, dude, yeah, just chill out. But he just wouldn't stop. But yeah, I remember trying to flirt with this girl down there, and she must have been like, this guy's a creep.
Bro.
Place and the time.
Yeah. But hey, shooters shoot, right?
Exactly.
No matter what the circumstance.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's just, what's a rib cage amongst friends, you know? The Paris catacombs refers to a vast underground network beneath Paris, consisting of approximately 200 miles of tunnels and passageways. While these tunnels originally functioned as limestone quarries, dating back to the 13th century, they were repurposed in the late 1700s as an ossuary, a final resting place eventually holding the bones of more than 6 million Parisians. That's unbelievable, man.
And there's really crazy structures down there. So like they'll have like ritual rooms. There'll be like literal thrones made of human bones down there. There's like all these things they call the bone rooms that are just like stacked super high of like towers of different bones. It's like the most insane thing you've ever seen. Like trying to conceptualize seeing like a dead human. Now see 6 million of them, and they're all stacked in weird formations. And there's like baptismal rooms and
is.
things like that. It's
That's the
genuinely
bone
terrifying.
throne.
What?
Yeah.
That's a shitter?
I mean,
Well, hopefully not.
It'd be crazy if it was, right?
Bro, you know someone's tried for sure.
Oh, definitely, dude. I've never had stage fright out the back, but I think I'd have it on that thing.
Oh God.
What was the cause of all the deaths?
so a lot of it was just people that were dead above in the cemeteries.
Mainly from the plague.
Yeah, from the plague, and also Paris was just like a very popular city, obviously. And so like over time, as it got like more and more people, they didn't have enough room for the dead. And so they would just bring a lot of like people, like dead bodies down to just dump them in the tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
Down below.
There's nothing tackier than a dead dude when you're trying to have like a night. Yeah, especially like on the Champs-Élysées or something like that. Nothing's more tacky looking than some dead ass dude. While you're trying to have like beautiful outfits and shit.
Yeah.
While you just throw them down, like, oh,
like,
leave them in the
Get
tunnel.
them out of this beautiful city, all right? Let's stick them underneath.
Yeah, it's like just putting something under the rug, really.
For
Actually,
real, yeah.
Paris's rug.
It's crazy. And there was not only just like paranormal danger there that we like encountered, but also like extreme claustrophobia where we were like cave diving on like our hands and knees, essentially, like wading through waters that were freezing cold up to like our nipples and stuff, like walking around.
Yeah, imagine getting frozen nips in 2 miles in the catacombs.
Yeah,
Sucks.
literally. And then we're talking to ghosts.
And then I think the scariest of it all actually is the fact that there are known gangs that roam around in the Paris catacombs that actively try to steal from tourists because they know it's so popular for people to try to go out there and film and like take things down there. And so if you get close, which actually, again, like we know a couple buddies that have had this happen to them, they'll come and just jump you. Just take all your stuff and walk around. Like there's people that know the catacombs like the back of their hands. And so when they encounter a tourist, they're like, oh, I got you. Like, I'll just take all your equipment and like make you run, which
Messed
is
up.
terrifying.
And what are you going to do? Grab a femur and beat somebody? Like, it would be almost be scary. It would be a weird spot to even defend. It would all feel so surreal if somebody's robbing you there.
Oh, bro. And if they turn off your light, you're done. Like, you can't see this far ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We went to some other catacombs and that was really rough.
This is in Ukraine. So not Paris. But yeah, basically like that, all around the Paris catacombs.
And so that was part of one of the demonic places you guys checked out?
Yeah.
Got it.
So it was one of the 4 episodes of Hell Month, but it was like really surreal because that was the closest we'd ever really been to like dead bodies.
And not to mention, we got lost down there. So like we had our guide that we had just met. Shout out Gaspard. And
Gaspard?
Gaspard.
Dude, what an incredible name.
We were like, there's no way this guy's going to leave us. His name's Gaspard. Like, we have to find our way out of here. But yeah, we were like super, super late. Like we were only supposed to be down there for like 7-8 hours, something like that. And we were like in our last investigation, realized like the time was up. And then it took us like another hour or two maybe, to find like the exit because we would go to like where Gaspard thought there was going to be like an exit to like a manhole and the police would actively like seal it up with cement. It was scary.
Yeah. So we went to 3 different exits that we thought were exits and they're all closed off. And so we were like, oh my God. Not only are we now like 2 hours late, all the people that we told to like worry about us are now worried about us, but we actually don't know where to get out. So we had to go all the way back to our original entrance and it took so long and everyone was like calling us. We came out and there's no service down there to a bunch of texts being like, are you dead?
No
Yeah,
Like,
0.
No, it's so terrifying.
Gaspard!
But he led us to
rescue.
safety. Let's go.
It was good.
The name Gaspard is of French and Parisian origin and means bringer of treasure or treasurer.
Oh, he brought us some treasure.
Yeah, we treasured him a lot.
Oh,
Gaspard. That is a
still a
good
treasure.
name.
yeah, that was actually one of the more crazy investigations. So we used this thing called, honestly, we actually just use a voice recorder. So it's like a stereotypical voice recorder, but there was one rendition of this Japanese voice recorder that they actually recalled back in the 70s because they kept getting other voices and when they like play back the voice recording, like they'd, talk a sentence, but then they'd get a couple other voices and sentences in it. And they're like, oh, this must be weird. But then like later on, people were like, wait, no, these are legit other people talking in a room that nobody else is in. So now we use this as like piece of ghost equipment and we can record on this voice recorder and ask a question and play it back. And there's actual conversations coming back to us that are not in the room. And it's thought that these voice recorders can pick up frequencies that the human ear can't hear. And so it's a literal way to have a conversation. And so we will ask someone, like we'll ask a spirit, like, hey, like, what are you doing here? Or something like that. Or like in this specific sense, we asked like, are you dead or alive? Just to see if it would fuck with us. And it literally said, I'm alive. Back.
Very clear.
Like super clear. It was one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
And again, that's why we bring guests that have never experienced this before so that they can like see this for the first time. And so like everybody was mind blown.
Like
It was
imagine
crazy.
you're sitting there underground next to thousands of skeletons and you ask to a voice recorder, are you dead or alive? You wait, you play it back. There is a new voice that wasn't there saying, I'm alive. And you're like,
Yeah.
What?
Crazy.
It's so
That's
crazy.
a bar,
It's
dude.
a bar.
Fuck, that's a skeletal Drake.
Yeah, we ran the fuck out of there.
We're
after
like,
that.
all right, well, this is actually terrifying.
That's heavy, dude.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Has there been an experience that hit you more emotionally than other experiences?
Dude, yeah, not to go back to the same video we were just talking about, but also during Hell Month this month, we did the Pendle Hill, and Sam had mentioned that we were really trying to push the bar and talk to the actual devil himself. And earlier I had mentioned like I'm Christian, and so that was something that I was just like, no, like I always feel like I'm overstepping the line, like being involved in the paranormal as a Christian, as it is being involved in like occult magic and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
I feel that. for
It's
sure.
which is hard. It's like a mental battle for me, but at the same time, like when our team first decided or came up with the idea of like maybe we can like invite a witch to summon the devil, I was like, guys, like this is where I have to draw the line for like my, which sounds like duh, you
Sam,
would
you
want to
take
do
this
that.
one.
Yeah.
And he
You
did,
got
and
this
he
one.
did.
But
yeah.
no, but it's also interesting if you want to talk to, sometimes you got to talk to this person to talk to that person,
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but was that? But sorry, I stepped on you. What were you saying?
No, it's all good. It was just like, and we show it in the video as well, but like I basically pull Sam to the side right before he's about to do this like ritual, I guess you could say. And I had like a deep conversation with him where I was like nearly in tears talking to him about like, dude, like we're making like YouTube videos. Like this is beyond that. Like you are like meddling into some stuff that like I know you don't personally believe in, but this has like everything to do like with my faith, and I deeply believe in this.
Yeah, Sam's gone too far.
Yeah, for real. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
fuck
be
me,
careful. We're like, yeah, fuck Sam. Actually, comment down below.
Yeah,
But-
Sam's gone too far.
So why are you doing that, man?
Yeah,
like,
sorry, y'all. Let's hash it out here, man. No, it was interesting. Like jokes aside,
And where was that at? Sorry,
Pendle Hill
That was
that was in
Pendle
Pendle
Hill.
Hill.
in UK.
Yeah.
I could see that, man. I could see that because it's almost just like if you say enough bad stuff, it's like it's like you become what you do. It's like I could see that there's a reason why people probably don't do it that much.
Exactly. Especially religious people like me. But like, again, I am more so just like spreading hope to people. And that's kind of how like I mentally cope with what I do for a living. But like, again, when it has to like delve into like hellish things, like literally talking to Satan, the devil himself, I was like, you know what? I'm good on that one. I'll just film like in the corner.
Yeah, maybe
fine.
talk to Satan's secretary or whatever, but I don't need the
Yeah,
big
yeah.
dog in here, dude.
Exactly.
But do you
Stay to
ever
the
see any
office.
ghosts like that are like hot chicks or is there ever any ghosts that are like yerking off or whatever? Like
There's some prostitutes out there. Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
I feel
there's
like
some
ghosts are
prostitute
always
ghosts.
just kind of fucking doing like trap shit. I don't feel like any of them are are any of them ever being sexy? I wonder. Or what are ghosts doing the most? I wonder.
Probably gooning behind the scenes if
Oh,
nobody
for
can see him, you know?
sure.
Yeah, if you're invisible, what are you doing?
If I were invisible, dude, I'd be freaking spraying, bro. For sure,
sure,
dude.
dude.
I've already got a problem and I'm fully visible. So, but
Who
for
knows?
sure,
no one's
dude.
safe, dude.
Yeah, nobody's safe, dude. Once I'm a ghost, bro.
Just
Wow,
wreaking havoc,
bro.
dude. No, but you got to think, yeah, like what are they doing? Because they,
Once
Never
I'm a
know.
ghost, everything's all gratin, homie.
never
You feel
know.
me?
Exactly.
I'm spraying cheese, dog. Type
spraying
shit, boy.
cheese.
After
No, everybody will know too. If like in the afterlife, they're like, "What was that? Oh, Theo, dude,
No,
stop!
dude. He comes in like haunts our videos later, and we're like, oh, that's the.
I got something in my eye. Damn it, Theo!
You guys are just like, you always pretend it's bird shit. You're like, oh, no birds.
Must be ectoplasm."
Yeah, we're indoors.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that bird shit on you. All right,
That's crazy.
we got some problems. Yeah, we
do
got
have
some
problems.
problems, dude. It's fall, fellas. It's fall. Go outside, look at a leaf. I bet you that thing's coming your way. It's that time of year when everything slows down a bit. The air is crisp, the days get shorter, and suddenly you've got a little bit of space to focus on things that really light you up. Whatever it is, Shopify is the place that helps you turn that passion into something real. When I started my merch shop, we had a couple fellas. One of them had maybe been using or not, but they were cranking T-shirts out of a basement over there in Akron. And they were all hopped up. They were eating freeze-dried ice cream over there and doing their best. And I think they were relatives. That's when we got Shopify involved. Shopify is like having your own digital crew running things in the background so you can just focus on what you love creating. Plus, it's all mobile. I can check orders or track what's selling and even tag products in posts right from my phone. So if you've got a hobby that's been sitting on the shelf or an idea that you just can't shake, I encourage you to give it a shot. You may find a new passion. Maybe this is your sign to do that. Get started at shopify.com/THEO and see how easy it is to turn your next idea into something real. Anyone can do it, and so can you. That's shopify.com/Theo. Go build your thing. Is pornography causing a problem in your life? Do you find yourself watching porno for longer periods of time and having trouble stopping? Is porn affecting your relationship or dating life? Well, you're certainly not alone. Watching pornography has become so commonplace today, and oftentimes men use porn to numb the pain of loneliness, boredom, anxiety, and depression. Shame and stigma prevent men from talking about these issues and getting help for them. I want to introduce you to my friend Steve. Steve is the founder of Valor Recovery, a program to help men overcome porn abuse and sexual compulsivity. Steve is a long-term sexual recovery member and has personally overcome the emotional and spiritual despair of abusing pornography and has dedicated his life to empowering men to do the same. Steve is an amazing person, and he is a close friend of mine. I mean that. Valor Recovery helps men to develop the tools necessary to have a healthier sex life. Their coaches are in long-term recovery and will be your partner, mentor, and spiritual guide to transcend these problematic behaviors. To learn more about Valor Recovery, please visit them at www.valorrecoverycoaching.com or email them at admin@valorrecoverycoaching.com. Thank you. Do you guys know if the U.S. government has ever made a classification on paranormal activity? Have they ever?
I think
Have they ever acknowledged it? Like,
there was a president, I'm mistaken which one it is right now, but in the Bell Witch Cave trials, which is actually here in Tennessee, I think.
Yeah.
There was a case where somebody died, and they ruled it in court as a death by paranormal. And actually, one of the presidents went to that location just to see the demons and confirmed that it was haunted. So I don't know if that's like the government getting behind paranormal, but they have acknowledged things like that.
wow. I can read this case here.
Yeah, this one's really interesting.
The only widely cited case in which a death was officially attributed to paranormal causes is the Bell Witch haunting in Adams, Tennessee, specifically the 1820 death of John Bell Sr. John Bell, dude, and I think he's also the lead singer for Widespread Panic as well.
Love him.
He's had many lives.
yeah, he's had many lives, dude. According to numerous sources, John Bell's death was attributed by his family and several contemporaries to the Bell Witch, a supernatural entity that tormented the Bell family beginning in 1817. The case is notable because Tennessee is reported to have recognized John Bell's death as caused by this supernatural, making it unique in American legal and folklore history.
Yeah, I think this is the only cited death that is like recognized as paranormal.
Wow.
Most people think like, hey, no one's died because of the paranormal. No one gets hurt, but there's a lot of people that get hurt, and there is this one death that people have said. And I think this is the case as well that a president at the time went to this location too.
John Bell's phenomenon grew so, and this is on Perplexity, the phenomenon grew so intense that John Bell developed a mysterious illness, and after finding a strange vial of black liquid next to his bed, oh, that would trip me out. If I even find like a girl's gum next to my bed, I can't even sleep good. His son tested it on a cat, which died suddenly. The Bell Witch allegedly claimed credit for poisoning John Bell, who died on December 20th, 1820. Huh.
Why would the kid give it to the cat? Like,
Just
oh,
to
here's some
test
black tar liquid. Like, kitty, come here. It's like,
Here you
That's
go,
the
let's see
most
if
kid
it's
shit ever. It's like, oh, fuck this cat.
Let's see if he dies too.
Yeah, he's like, I miss my dad, but fuck this cat.
fuck
dude.
that cat.
The U.S. president who was most famously associated with a visit to the Bell Witch Cave was Andrew Jackson.
There he
As a
is.
general and later as president, Jackson reportedly visited the Bell family property in Adams, Tennessee during the height of the Bell Witch disturbances. According to legend and multiple historical accounts, Jackson and his entourage experienced unexplained phenomena and chose to leave early, with Jackson famously quoted as saying he would rather face the entire British Army than spend another night with the Bell Witch.
Isn't that crazy
Andrew
to
Jackson.
think?
Bro, Ajax couldn't handle that broad.
And he's credible too. It's not just some random like homeless guy they brought over to assess the situation. Like they brought the president who was like, dude, I'm not doing that ever again.
Dude.
It's crazy.
This guy wasn't taking DMT, you know?
Yeah, this is incredible. This guy had a sword.
He's like, I can't do shit here, guys.
Incredible guy. Dude, that's wild though.
Right?
It makes me think about how like over the years, like schizophrenia and these different things, like we've given a lot of things a scientific term now, also to make them marketable to medicine. But you don't think about how many of those things could just be also spiritual in nature.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that schizophrenia is spiritual in nature, even though I'm sure the spirit is heavily affected. But you just don't know. You don't know what something could have happened in a past life that's now come through and is affecting a spirit in this life or affecting someone in this life. Yeah. And it's just looked at these days as a semi-common disease that we have, but it's something that's far greater than that or was used to be deemed that way. You know,
So true. Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
Depends on what you believe. Exactly.
Yeah. It did seem more fun back then to believe in stuff too. I think because more people were believing things. Now a lot of our beliefs just like are looking to our phone, and before our beliefs used to like go into the air. You know,
It is really sad.
true.
I feel like, yeah, we're like facing a really secular time of like everyone's just like, like if I don't see it on ChatGPT, then I'm not going to believe it type of thing.
Yeah.
But no one's, like you said, like believing and like putting themselves out there to actually experience these things. Because at the end of the day, it's so much harder to believe anything online, like anything over a video. Yeah, I wouldn't believe a ghost video from 10 years ago before I started this. And then I only started believing because I physically experienced it myself in person. So I fully empathize with all the people that are online watching our videos being like, that's cool and all that you guys do this, but I can't believe it until I see it, you know? So I would encourage a lot of people who are like into this type of thing to actually, go and experience these things or put yourself out there and try. Just like with faith, it's like if you just try to take someone's word for it, whatever. But if you were to go to church and actually read these things and like go for it and really put yourself in there, then you might find God.
Oh, I'll notice the more I pray, the more when I walk into certain rooms or whatever, I can feel like my knees almost tingle a bit. Like I want to hit them, right? Like I want to, I want to hit my knees right there and pray, right? And it becomes sort of a practice. Like, yeah, for sure, whatever you practice and lean into becomes more of you, and we probably used to be more connected to the spirit realm overall. I'm sure like Native Americans especially were so connected to it and like really lived by it and had a real like, I bet they had like a real like gigahertz connection with like a, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Also, you had time to think. Now it's like the second that you go and take a shit, you're just like swiping TikTok or something. It's like not like you have a single moment away from distraction and entertainment. You don't have any second to wonder.
I know, yeah.
But you need
I know. It's crazy not to have a second to wonder when we're part of something that's so wondrous. It's like, it's almost baffling, dude. We'll get to the end of our lives, and one of our last thoughts will be like, I was looking at my phone the whole time.
That's a sad thought right there.
So true.
I was just looking at my phone the whole time.
Damn.
Look
Like,
up from
I'll
the
literally
screens.
won't even believe I'm dead until I check my phone.
Did I send that email? Because you're dying.
Swear to God.
Let me tap right back in here just to finish this. The U.S. government has not officially acknowledged the existence of ghosts as real supernatural entities, but there have been legal and cultural instances where haunted properties or ghost stories were referenced because of their impact on property value or cultural significance.
Yeah, dude, there's actually there's like a lot of like movies and stuff, obviously, that are based on like real life hauntings and things like that. Like things happen so crazily, like over decades, or like families get traumatized to the point that they become movies. And what's awesome is you see, especially the recent ones that are happening in the last couple of decades, there's so much documentation of them that it's really crazy to back things up and see these stories. And people sometimes have video evidence or audio evidence of like people getting possessed and things like that. And so it's really, really cool when we get to like go to places like that. Like, for example, I don't know if you just recently saw the Conjuring video or Conjuring
the
movie.
Merle House or the
The Smurl House.
the Smurl House. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So the Smurl House Conjuring movie just came out. It's called Last Rites, and that was based on the Smurl House. But that was one of the cases that the most famous demonologist ever, Ed and Lorraine Warren, investigated. And there was a demonic entity that was literally like petrifying this like family for 13 years.
Yeah, they described this demonic entity as like an 8-foot tall lizard man with like red eyes and scaly like scales, I guess you could say, that would physically assault
scales, dude.
physically assault Jack and Janet Smurl, who were the parents, and like lift them up from their beds and chuck them against the wall.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
dude. And they don't have an HOA or anything?
Exactly, right? Kick this guy out.
That's crazy. Call the plumber.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, but I believe something like this could happen. The Smurl House haunting refers to a series of widely publicized claims of paranormal activity. Will you guys tell us about it? I don't need to read this. What else do you guys know about it? Oh, it says here the family's German Shepherd was reportedly levitated and slammed into a wall.
Yeah, even the dog was attacked, but every single member of the family was attacked, and we're talking like they would be picked up and thrown against the wall, like to the point of like the wife like broke bones because of this spirit. Like a little girl in the family was thrown down the staircase.
A ceiling fan flew off the ceiling and smacked one of the little girls and almost killed her as well. There were sexual assaults. It was like the ghosts were like physically and sexually assaulting the whole family.
It was
crazy.
That's got to be the worst. Because what if your parents come home, it looks like you're jerking off or whatever, or you're sitting there just,
Experiencing something.
Yeah, experiencing something with yourself that you caused. Jerking off. But you're not even doing it.
It's
You're like,
not.
"Mom,
It's
I
literally
swear.
like, this
I
is a
swear."
demon.
And my mom would still have gotten pissed at me. My mom would have blamed it on me.
Oh, shit.
Mom,
It's a demon.
I'm not even looking at it.
Yeah, I can't
But
help
dude,
this.
that's had to be so. How did they come and go in their home? Did you guys go there?
Well, like the Smurl House, we were the first people since the demonologist Ed and Lorraine Warren, like we're the first people to investigate it since then 40 years ago. So it was really, really like a cool experience to be able to go in there and like understand like what was the haunting, like what actually happened there.
And there's 2 Conjuring houses. There's one that's really famous in Rhode Island, which is the videos that are being played right now. And then there's this one that we haven't released yet. It's coming out for our finale of Hell month. And yeah, nobody has been there besides Ed and Lorraine Warren like 40 years ago, 50 years ago. Yeah.
And what did it feel different? Did it come at a different time? Did it start differently? Like how do you ease into like a new place that has a haunting, right? That has an energy like that. Like, do you approach it differently on the way there? Like, do you bring certain things with you to set up an atmosphere? Like, do you bring an altar? Like, what do you like? Is there some sort of like precursor to your approach?
Definitely. I mean, especially something like that hasn't been investigated for so long. And actually, at the time, 40 years ago, it was believed that Ed and Lorraine Warren like brought in a priest and they did like an exorcism and got rid of the demons. So like theoretically, this place hasn't really been haunted for the last 40 years. It's just been a regular family home. So when you go back into there, it's mainly like the shell of the home of said spirit. And so in order to like make sure we were able to like contact the same person, we brought in a witch or a priestess. She's our friend. She actually like has helped us with a lot of these types of things and teaching us about the occult. And she brought in a spirit board, which is pretty much like a good Ouija board. It's not like one of those Hasbro ones you buy at Target. It's like the real deal, like
one a woodpecker would like.
Definitely.
like homemade, all that stuff. She actually helped with a full on like summoning ritual, and that like brought in the spirits that were around. And we were able to talk to this thing like on a Ouija board. And what's absolutely crazy about that is like, I never really believed in Ouija boards. I just thought, it was a fun gimmick, like, especially the ones at Target, I guess whatever. But when you do it correctly, like with a witch, it is the most insane experience you've ever had. you put your fingers on this planchette, and I don't know if you've ever seen a Ouija board, but there's a bunch of like letters and numbers all over this board. And it said that, you move this planchette around and it spells things out. But the feeling is so unlike anything you've ever felt before, where the wood gets pulled out from underneath your fingertips. It is literally, you can feel a different presence pulling you in directions.
It's like a magnet almost,
yeah,
of sorts, a magnetism.
We never believed in the Ouija board until doing it like correctly with professional Pythian priestess. And like, I remember the first time we did it with her, like off camera, we were like, did you do that? He was like, no. Like, you definitely did that. And we were like, hell no, because like our fingers were going like,
it was crazy. And it wasn't like this like a little slow thing. It was like sometimes like yanking to like yes or no, or all around the board. We're like, what is happening? Like, I can't believe this. It's out of this world.
Well, especially if it's like priestess, what's your number or whatever, then you're like, oh, that's definitely, that's Colby.
Exactly.
But that's funny. Like to that point though, like we'd ask questions, especially the first time we did it. We'd be like, the first time we ever did that, the first Conjuring house, we asked the spirit like, yo, do you like us? And it's like, no.
It was like, nah.
What do you want from us? And it was like, go away. It was like, leave me, give me my peace pretty much. And I was like, damn, okay, they don't fuck with us. It was really sad.
Which happens. Because honestly, like spirits are just like people like in real life.
They're lazy.
Yeah. I mean, if there's like a bad person you meet in real life, there's probably going to be a bad person in the afterlife. That doesn't mean they're like a demonic thing, but like, yeah, you'll run into like bad apple sort of people all the time that just don't want to talk to you or anything, which is understandable.
Yeah, that's wild. You guys, it could just be somebody who's just chilling, somebody who's having lunch or whatever, and you guys are bothering them or something.
Exactly.
They're
It
like,
could be anything.
shut
You don't-
up,
Yeah.
dude.
Summon them to a Ouija board and they're like, fuck off. Like, I can't leave.
It's like you're like calling out, like, cold calling somebody, and they're like, God, just shut up. Like, I don't want to talk right now.
Or they're like, I'm gay or whatever. You're like, well, it doesn't matter.
What?
You're welcome here either way.
2025. It's all good.
You're safe with us, guys.
Yeah, dude. Like a long time ago, people cared about that, but that's totally normal now, dude.
It's just an emotional experience. He's like,
Yeah,
really?
it's like some ghost has been waiting forever to come out of the closet, and he finally gets it through a Ouija board. And you're like, dude, nobody cares anymore.
Dude,
You're
everybody,
chilling,
John
bro.
is gay.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, all right, thank you.
70% of people are gay, dude. Chill, bro. Chill.
But dude, what was crazy about this like recent experience with the spirit board at the
And this
Smurl
was at the
House?
Smurl House, and this was where the
Yes.
Conjuring was.
Yeah,
The,
the
the
Conjuring
new
Last
Conjuring
Rites.
Last Rites movie.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. Where they filmed it at,
No.
where it
No.
allegedly happened at.
Yeah, based on the true story.
Based on the true
They
story.
filmed
of that.
out a replica of this place.
Got it.
And
And
it's this tiny duplex.
had this been messed with before? Did it look the same as when back then?
I mean,
It
the
was-
family had lived
Yeah,
there.
like if you look at the old tapes from Ed and Lorraine Warren, the demonologist that helped try to save this house, you'll see like exactly the same layout and everything. Like it looks like it did 40 years ago.
Wow.
It's really
So some of these places, it's like going back in time too.
Definitely. Yeah, time capsules.
weird.
Yeah, we were doing the spirit board session in the living room of this duplex. And again, like imagine just like a regular house. Like there was literally Cheez-Its like on like the counter and stuff like that. Like, yeah, somebody lived there. And we uncovered the craziest evidence about the Smurl family that could actually get us in trouble. No joke. And so like when this comes out, like on Halloween, dude, it's gonna cause like an uproar in like the paranormal community of things. It'd be crazy.
That's what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
sir.
Dude, I wonder if there's like like a bus stop that had like a crazy a lot of people. I'm just trying to think of neat places that aren't like kind of like that aren't like a building or something where you could investigate also. Have there been places like that?
Yeah. I mean,
Where there's not like an like an entity, like a building, like a
yeah, I mean, like to that point, you would think that everywhere could be potentially haunted, right? Like it doesn't have to be a location. It's just maybe places that are a location have more energy or they were a home in a past life. And so it's like more likely. But like you said, maybe a bus stop or maybe, like a favorite area to play is like on a playground or something like that as a kid. You don't know. Like maybe something has a deeper meaning or connection to a human and that could be haunted as
Yeah,
well.
there's a lot of times like we'll go to a spot and it's not like haunted by something like evil or scary, but sometimes there was, like a big like for example, we own a spot called Farrar Elementary in Iowa, and it used to be like
4 hour elementary.
Farrar.
For our elementary.
Farrar Elementary.
It's a school.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real school.
Real school.
It's y'all. You guys own it.
We own it.
Or principals.
We're the principals.
Hell yeah,
Principals
Of the
dude.
spirits and the students there.
And is it functional?
It's functional for like ghost hunting tours.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
not like a
It closed
rabbit
down
school.
like
Okay,
I
it
don't
was
know,
an
abandoned
like a couple
school.
decades ago.
Got it.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
not like we were
that's
teachers.
sick.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we own the school.
But it used to be a hub, like 100 years ago, where like a lot of people would just go there and party. So all the spirits there, or a lot of the spirits there, just like hang around because it was a cool spot in life.
It was the like center of the town, so not only was it an elementary school at the time, but it was also where people like got married. It's also where people had dances, they had basketball games, they had everything at this like one area, and so a lot of the spirits there are like really nice. So it's cool. And even like outside of this area, like even in the woods or like the playground, those all can be like haunted locations.
Crazy.
It's interesting to think about how I show up to places and then what I want out of them. Whether that place is an actual building, you know, or if it's to show up to spirits, whatever you want, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about like how I show up and what do I want.
Right.
You know, that could be if I'm going to get an education, if I'm going to summon a entity, it could be anything, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm going to have a relationship with somebody, you know?
So true.
Dude, I freaking texted this girl today, dude. And I'm afraid to look at my phone because I don't know if she texted me back, dude. Yeah.
Is that it? What was the opening line? Can you spell?
Yeah, I met her the other night and I felt like we like had some chemistry, right?
All right.
Like I felt like there was something there, right?
Cool.
You know when you feel like there's something there?
Yeah.
You know when you meet someone, you feel like there's something there, right? Because you meet a lot of people, there's nothing there. Sometimes you pretend there's something there. Sometimes you have 2 drinks and pretend there's something there. It's like,
Right.
The 2 drinks can create something there.
yeah, those are not real. That's just you making your own EMFs, right? Yeah. But I felt like there was something there, so I got her number, and then I sent her a text today. I said, "Hey, my buddy was thinking about asking you out. Also, my buddy is me." That's what I said.
That's sick.
Fuck, she's gonna fucking say no, dude. Fuck.
Where's your confidence level on here, 1 to 10? Like you think you feel good about this?
No.
Shit.
It'll be all right.
It'll be all good. You know?
It'll be
She's gonna
all right,
respond.
dude. I don't know. But I was screaming afterwards like there was an entity in me of like that always got that is just constantly rejected. That energy was fucking summoning like the most rejection in the world. But anyway,
You gotta summon that positivity. You know
yeah, you're right. I got to change that up a little bit. What are some of the most haunted places in America? Is there even a map that shows that? I'm sure you guys know this.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch that are like really, really cool. So
What's the most haunted state? Do you know it?
Probably on the East Coast somewhere.
yeah, East Coast is like you got to think it's just way older, you know.
point.
So like way more history has happened in there. But yeah, there's a couple that are like really, really cool. So obviously the Conjuring House that we talked about is
First Conjuring
a
House.
massive place in Rhode Island. There's a couple of really, really cool spots like the Winchester Mystery House. I don't know if you ever heard of that. There's a house in San Jose, California that has like 130 rooms or something like that.
Huge.
It's insane. It was built for like almost a century purely to try to like, you know,
Like, have you ever heard of Winchester Rifles
Yeah.
at all? So it was that family like owned this estate.
yeah, and it's believed that actually this has become like some sort of hub for spirits. Like there's so many rooms and it's so like known to be haunted that people bring spirits. They like drop their spirits off here. It's almost like a grand central station for spirits now. And this is definitely one of the most haunted places in
Like
America.
the Hogwarts train station kind of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, that's so cool. You guys went there?
Yeah.
A couple times.
It's really crazy. I mean, even if you don't believe in ghosts, it's one of the coolest things in the United States.
It's pretty magnificent, huh?
yeah.
Definitely.
And where's that located?
San Jose, California.
Ooh, interesting.
And it's crazy because like none of the architecture makes sense. It's like there will be three steps up to a floor and then 7 steps down to another floor, or like staircases that lead to nowhere, or like a door that if you open on the 2nd floor will just drop you down and you'll fall off. Like there's no patio or anything. It's like the most bizarre thing you've ever seen, and it's pretty spectacular.
Wow.
It's crazy.
There's things like that, or like on the other side of the United States, there's this thing called the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, and it's like the 2nd biggest asylum like ever made or something. And there's like hundreds of rooms about people that used to get lobotomies, and so it's a pretty tortured spot. It's one of the creepiest places we've ever been.
Wow, that place looks magnificent. It almost looks like University of Syracuse.
It's as big as a university. And that building right there is only one of like 20 on the property.
It's a historic former psychiatric hospital located in Weston, West Virginia, best known for its haunting atmosphere, architectural significance, and role in the history of mental health care in the U.S. The asylum originally followed the Kirkbride plan, a psychiatric hospital design emphasizing space, light, and therapeutic architecture. Many patients were admitted for reasons now considered unscientific, such as asthma, laziness, and domestic troubles.
If you beat your wife, like you could go to this asylum.
Even if you tickle her hard, if she's sensitive.
Dude,
insane.
people would get admitted like husbands would drop their wives over there if they were like reading a bad book or something. It was bad. Like pretty much you could just leave your wife to die type of thing. But yeah, in that specific location in the asylum was one of our crazy experiences ever. We were just asking out to see if anything could, do a little knock or give us a sign or whatever. And between Colby and I, we heard like a pretty scary old man voice say the word Lily. In our ears, and it was like, what? And apparently, we asked around, and Lily is a spirit that is known to be like a child figure that's actually more of like this darker entity. But like we heard it with our ears, and there was like 3 other people that were around that also like vouched for us that were like, wait, no, there was another voice that was not in between you two that talked.
And the camera caught it, so it's on camera, but the recorder that we were using asking questions didn't. So it makes no sense that like the voice could only show up on one thing.
Unless the hertz of it or something was a certain, is it called hertz? What is it called?
Yeah,
something
the frequency.
Like that. Frequency.
Yeah, unless the frequency of it, the audio frequency of it was a certain pitch or pentameter or something. I believe there's so many different like frequencies that we just do not have the ability to calculate.
You're hearing or seeing, like you just look at this color scale of what the eye can see, and it's just nothing. It's like, I don't know, like 10% of the actual, I don't know, whatever you look at.
Yeah, we only have 5 senses, dude.
Yeah.
And they're great. I'm not saying anything, God. They're good. But I'm also saying, dude, what if we had like 40 senses and we're pulling in all that information?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we will one day when we die.
What's one last thing we could go in that would be good for you guys? You guys think that's interesting? Oh, maybe what would make you stay around to be a ghost?
That's so funny. Honestly, if Sam still had the YouTube channel and I passed away, I would just like make that shit viral as hell. Like I'd be following him to every haunted place and just shove him down the stairs.
Just like torment me, but I'm like, hell yeah, this is the craziest.
Like, Colby,
video
are you
ever.
here? And you just fall down a flight of stairs.
Slap me in the face.
Just, he's here, guys.
Bro, I want to levitate. So dude, if you could do that, it'd be great.
Dude, thank you guys so much, man. This has been awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks for
appreciate you
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
It's been cool. It's been good to get to meet you guys and just like hoping to stay in touch or something. This has just been fun, and I needed something that was just a good conversation, So thank you.
Yeah, I love how open you are about this. I mean, a lot of people like, the ghosts, whatever, that's not real. But I feel like you get the mindset that we go into with it. Whether or not you believe in it or not, like I like the mindset.
Yeah, I think it surprised me, because Dave Attell has one of my favorite jokes. He's like, I was watching, and I'm paraphrasing it, but he's like, I was watching Ghost Hunters the other day. It involves 2 of my favorite things: wandering around aimlessly and sheer disappointment. Right?
So funny.
And I've always
so
loved
funny.
that joke. It's so good, right?
That's
But
hilarious.
I never had thought of it in the sense of like, I want something to be here, right? I want something to be here. And I've been thinking about stuff like that in my life recently, just like meeting God halfway, meeting the spirits halfway that are out there. Like, how can I show up to receive the best things that are out there waiting for me, you know?
And that would also kind of translate to real life too, like whether
For
that's
sure.
spiritual or like you said, like show up to your next like friend gathering or your family or like your relationship, like putting in that effort
Yeah.
to get what you want out of it.
Yeah, right. Like sometimes I want my holidays to be great, and I'll just think that somebody else is going to make them great. Like I go there, I go in the living room, I yell about a casserole or something. You know what I'm
Hopefully it
saying?
shows up type of thing.
I talk shit, then I take a nap, then I eat a nap, and then I leave, and I'm like, God, I wish our family had connected better.
Like, fuck that casserole, by the way.
But it's like, that's what I brought to it, Right. But I'm still expecting this other thing. So I think just having a whole nother way to look at that And then to ask, like, if I wanted to, like, my father's passed away, everybody has family members that have passed away, but to say, hey, Dad, I'm thinking about you today.
Yeah.
Share with me what you're thinking, you know? Think with me, feel with me. I want to feel your feelings today, or I want to know you love me today.
Right.
Like, not be afraid to speak out. Like, we have this voice and this thing, like when we open our hands up to the world, to the sky, to the universe, you feel something, right? That's not mythological. And so I think that this is just a great reminder. Before you guys go, is there a GOAT of ghost hunting? Is there someone, like, who was the first ghost hunter? Like, is there a GOAT?
Probably Ed and Lorraine Warren are like the GOATs. They're more demonologists, though, if you want to get technical about it. Also, Zach Bagans is our king.
Dude, Zach Bagans is our father, dude.
Zach Vagans?
Zach Bagans. Have you ever heard of him? He has this crazy museum out in Vegas I really recommend going to. He is the father of paranormal. He does TV Ghost Adventures, if you've seen that show.
Like the ghosts are scared of him, you know?
Wow.
Obviously.
Like, macho dude, tall,
Yeah, he's
strong.
like the Kid Rock of ghosts, kind
Yo,
of.
what's up?
Sexy.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Everybody loves him.
Well,
Or maybe just me.
Dude, yeah. If you ever go to Vegas, you should go to his museum. It's
crazy.
actually like really sick. Not gonna lie. He has a bunch of like haunted objects, and we actually got to hold some of the most like haunted dolls in the world here, which is like really, really crazy.
yeah, there's something special that people about to collect these things and put these types of situations together.
Yeah.
Happy early Halloween, guys.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
early
Halloween.
Halloween.
It's an exciting time. It's always been my favorite holiday.
Same.
By
No, we
far,
love it.
it's the best holiday.
Yeah.
You know, only does for the spooky stuff, but also just like dressing up. I like feel like the vibes are like happier
Definitely.
now.
Yeah, it's kind of the only time people even go talk to their neighbors anymore is you'll run over there
Beg them for candy.
for poison candy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Give me some candy.
people don't even know their neighbors, but now they will send their kids. They'll send a kid covered in a sheet, right, with 2 eye holes that are barely running right through traffic just to go get a baby Snicker.
It's a beautiful season.
It really is.
It's a great time.
It's a beautiful
Best time
season,
to be
man.
alive for sure. Happy Halloween.
Sam and Colby, you guys' Hell Week will be out over the next month.
Yes.
And those episodes are coming out, and people can tap into what's going on with you guys. Yeah, thanks for just all the years of entertainment, to your commitment to it. I'm sure it's been challenging and in certain moments, and we didn't get to talk about some of that kind of stuff, dude. But yeah, this is just awesome, man. I really appreciate y'all's time, and yeah, I'll keep in mind if there's something that I feel that's a little bit haunted that I want to get back to. You know?
Let us know.
Sounds good, man.
Like,
Always
I
around.
wish we could travel into our past and deal with a spirit there. I wonder if there's a way to kind of like.
There's a lot of like past life regression talk that like people kind of see themselves in past lives and like, yeah, or be haunted in past lives type of thing, which is really interesting. But whole nother story for another time.
Amen, brother. You guys have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you,
You
man.
too.
Yeah, thanks.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take